really highlighted games. Does this continue now?
I think that's the big question, right? It's a different terrain. It's a different map. We've premised this a few times where we say, okay, this is the home turf. This is what everyone knows. Let's kind of just adjust ourselves here and really focus on how this scoreboard is sitting up, because it's been called perfectly by the analyst desk. 20 gap difference between second and third. I mean, we talk about being tough at the top, even into like micro numbers and micromanagement. Look at Omicron, 47 points, Na'Vi 46. Page at the last stand, taking down 2 players, has kept a hold of the first spot. I know it's not a big story, insignificant. Oh, Millie, please. Millie. It's not a big story in significance, but let's think if that was a grand final scenario, by holding on for dear life as a one-man band, he may have just won it by one.
No.
He's taking a beating. Someone else is hanging outside the window. Headshot. Anyone gonna get lost? No, it's on fire. Don't crash.
Oh.
F.
There goes your
one
star overrated camp.
Why are you healing in the open? Oh god, I don't like that. Literally just starts bandaging, stood in the middle of nowhere.
Have you ever been that guy, right? You're the one who has to order. Maybe Red Zone can make it away. I'd hope they have a vehicle at this point, but yeah, it's not fun. When the team who was looting Zarki's made it further ahead than you, you know you're already kind of in trouble, right?
I mean, they'd be lucky if there were a vehicle anywhere within that vicinity. Look, they'd fall into the blue. Yeah, they should just kind of leave it as it is and crack on. I don't think it's worth 2 points. This level of destruction to your own team, it's not worth it. 3 first aid kits, you can probably get away with it. Ooh, okay. That's an interesting one, because we have 8 ticks. Don't get me wrong. All worlds have to align. Every star in the universe has to align to be able to now to force its way over to the northern edge, just below.
Of the military base, ETG are on the move as well, so they're going to be shifting up towards the hillside, probably just to the right of them. Yeah, it looks like they're in destination. Raise Your Edge could be finding a bit of a fight there towards Tornado Energy on the coastline as well. So a lot of these teams taking fights all across the way. Iro against his old squad, and it's ELG to nab the kill as well. Vard chiming in on it. And you see Vard's angle quite nice against this too, just peeking over the ridge there. Should be able to flush this. That's some nice points for TSM, and they need these points.
They do. And more importantly, it cleans out the bridge, so it gets them off the back and relieves a little bit of pressure. It's another obstacle out the way if they have to just exit this scenario and get back over to the opposing side. I mean, Sixmo, for some reason, is so disconnected from the rest of the team. I'm assuming that's the backup plan. Hope that the circle does go that way, and then they kind of put a chip in play, and he can just sit there and say, okay, well, placement points, here we go. Unity still, I think, are looking for a boat, because they're playing blue at the moment, and they're not even making any advancement towards the circle whatsoever. They're along the ferry pier all the way down to the middle of the island on Primorsk, or just the sandbanks. Ira with the third and final follow-up onto DA. The last player's on this side, where Orcus is, just to the left-hand side. They'll sit there for now and hope the circle comes somewhere near them. Finally,
TSM. Tornado Energy, I don't know how much room Raise Your Edge has there or what ground they have to work with, but there's, I want to say winners. I mean, ELG are just flying off the bridge. I don't know where they're going to go. Maybe hillside to the left of Liquid. That could be a decent spot. It's obviously not ideal, but it will do. They're going to get a lot of attention for it, but Na'Vi, Adepts, Tempus, Omicron, so many hard fights are about to happen.
Oh, this is so messy. It's over by more of the beachhead scenario, I want to say. There are 3 or 4 teams there. Raise Your Edge, Omicron, and Tornado Energy also involved in that battle. TSM, you can see in the kill feed at distance. Sixmo's arrived. By hook or by crook, DA is still in the game. Don't flip it. Don't flip it. Oh, he's good. He's fine. Shiv, another point for TSM. Points me prizes, and they need as many as they can get. With the knock on Marv up top, it finally came in. I wonder if Na'Vi push on this. I think they should, because it gets them across the road, right?
Yeah, they have to. Veselosh being lost is a big loss. That's Ivers. He was always on this side. He was waiting for his time to strike, and Na'Vi pushed through their players across. Maybe they read that information and saw that he was vulnerable. That was the time to work it out. Ivers now could be isolated. He could be picked up himself. He does have one more smoke to play with. You're going to see Adepts there, bottom right of your screen, about to take on, I think that's Tempest. Yes, it is. Didn't get the clean kill on Tomil, and now there's a chance for a fight back. But he does well to control one, but you've got to feel there's a trade there coming, and the Blue's going to move him forward. Pixel really frustrated by this. Nice little off angle, re-peeking on a different one. And now Tempest getting folded on from both sides here. Well, not both sides, one side, and that might be more than enough. He's going to have to find a way forward. Pixel in the cart, has to dip out, leave old Clib on his own, and just try and get in the circle.
Yeah, Tomo playing up Clibs. The last what?
Wow,
well,
he went down.
That's a change of pace. So they got over-aggressive on the situation. The opposing team read it well, and all of a sudden Navi's down in 16th. Okay, well, we didn't expect that from your second-place team going down in 16th. It's those scenarios that we see what kind of even up the marker points of PUBG and allows people to get up top. Tundu down to the blue. Enemy at the gates, Pixel, still being chased by Adepts from the earlier on engagement. Looking, can he get the angle? Potentially. He wallbangs this, just opens up the door. Oh no. Oh, he's made it work! What? How? How have you done that?
A molly and a prayer. Oh my
Special
word.
delivery.
Righty. It looks hectic for now, but actually Tempest, if Pixel makes it in, he's safe. No, he doesn't. He tried to get to the little shack. Can't make it happen. But you've got to look at the West now. They're starting to move. Liquid on the move. El Giganton on the move. TSM is waiting. They are waiting with open arms. This is plenty of points in the game. They definitely need them in. But Liquid first have to get past another team. ETG have been waiting this entire time. Mexi gets the contact, but now Ibby's the one to get the kill. One goes down. He knows there's more, but can he claim them while they're, holding them back? They have to be quick about this. This could be the end of both these teams if there isn't.
I feel a little bit sorry for here. I don't think they'll realize that Unity's coming down the hillside. Eventually they will see them, but if they're so focused and fixated on these fights that are towards their left-hand side, it could be deadly. No, TSM's found the mark. We've seen that. I can see it at least on the map for now. Ibit, 1-2, thank you. Picks up 2 and now can work his way forward. Heals on the move, and that's fair play because they still got damage to do and still got to get behind this building. One more stands between them and safety. Excuse me, 2. Didn't realize someone's on the building as well. Needs to be quick on the draw for the player that is below them, but never mind. Third party gets involved in a different battle altogether. Down below, Unity still advancing forward. And to be honest with you,
And they need to, and they want to do it quick, but they know there's a player in their way, and that's going to cost them time. They have to be really, really clinical in how they clear all of these corners. There's not going to be any easy route here, and I think they realize that. And now the push on the roof leaps through. Not going to get it, but the trade comes in quickly, but not quick enough. As we are going to see them lose out on a player in the process, but they do make it past them for now, I'm pretty sure. One player was waiting on the outskirts, so Liquid could still be in trouble down the line. TSM have fallen back to the compound here, moved away from that more aggressive position they're in. Liquid with 3 moving forward. Can they keep all 3? Honor going to be looking for 1. I don't see if he's going to be able to get it. He's lost out on being ahead of them here. Having to fight out in the blue as Liquid pull themselves together. Did they catch a glimpse? I think K-Mine might have had an idea of what's happening. Baiting on the heel, baiting on the door. They can only take you so far, as K-Mine says no. Liquid survive with 3. The circle staying south might actually help them out. They could move around to that, but El Giganton are right there. They're waiting for this one. Yeah, they are so close. And actually, they've just been found. I think K-Mine just knocked Gaxi, so they know what's happening. They know what's coming their way. TSM handling Unity by force. Already orange and set flushed. How many are still alive there? Just Ghost off for El Giganton. I don't know how many for Unity. They might be down to 1 man, potentially 2 at most. TSM, I think, had Vard knocked at one point, and Fex flushing. One of the Unity players means they could be on their knees. Ghostar's adjusted. He's gone further north, trying to follow the kind of hillside. Around slightly, hoping that TSM's too busy to be looking his way, dealing with the threat they've had at the coast, which might be the case. Jeems trying to mirror this move. Smart play, clearing as they go. Gaxi goes down, the flush is there. Iroh spotting out the remaining Unity player, and that's Unity gone now. Let's look at who's the next fight. Look at this push-up from Double. Look at these players coming in from EIQ. Super aggressive. Hyper rotation from them. Look how detached he is from the rest of his squad. A little bit uncharacteristic and definitely caught Liquid by surprise. Maybe not expecting a player to do such things. Jeems does find Ghoster, the remainder of El Giganton. But now TSM will be shifting their way as well. And Liquid need to be careful. You don't want too many fights on too many fronts.
At the current meta, you'll see a lot of players just going back and forth, SLR, Mini, the odd SKS here and there, but if you're holding a sniper rifle, you need to make it count every single time. Ira found, winging a prayer, got a little bit too overzealous, but might be able. Oh, okay, that's a tag from James, not quite in the head, but does a hell of a lot of damage onto TSM. Opens up the position now and makes them vulnerable for other teams to get involved. Red zone might lay into waste with a bombardment, but still, this feels like a fight from the initial start that we saw. Haiku onto red zone. That's the one with the vehicles from the very, very beginning, and now a little bit of revenge, so to speak. If he gets his second one, that'll be rather deadly and turn him up into a one-on-one scenario.
Couldn't it? Oh, there's a pixel he's showing. Oh, that's so close. There it is. Finally came through for Haiku. That was a very extended battle for some time between these guys. And the men on your screen right now, EIQ, what a surprising performance from Entropic. These guys, again, consistently putting people in a very uncomfortable position. That's what I like about them. They're not afraid to be aggressive. They take high-risk, high-reward fights. Fex there going to be finding the remainder, or one of the remainders from red zone. And they control a great deal of the east, Entropic. They're going to be holding a lot of territory. Omicron slightly further south. TSM finally moving up. This is the TSM we've been waiting to see, and this is the first time we got to see them stay alive for a little bit longer. And as soon as I speak, Fex falls. That's just Caster's Curse coming in, sadly. And it was a nice little shot there. Liquid playing well as well. 7 kills for them. Trying to flush towards Fex. That's going to be 8. Good little point grab for them. And speaking of Entropic, they've just found Aliag. Tornado Energy not going to be let off either. Going to be hurt on that front as TSM using the vehicles for cover, trying to stay alive. Finally, DA does lose their final man. That's 6mo holding on to a top 10 position. Losing out in 7th. Not too bad. And can Entropic control another team? Have the high ground over Tornado Energy here, Rich, and they're going to make it a count. Look at that nade.
To make some kind of push on this if they want to get aggressive, but there's no need to run the open ground if you don't feel like it's secure. Work with the tree line, work with the cover. TSM versus Liquids on a different angle. They're getting aggressive though. Look at this. 2 players pushing uphill. One sitting behind. Ira looking for the pick, or looking at least for the information. Miracle Var, they're here. Brothers in arms, there's one, but can't follow up. All comes down to James. 1 versus 2 scenario top of the hill. Not counting Miracle for now because he's knocked. Ira, not really in a position to help. Vard leaving Miracle to bleed out because he knows there is danger from afar when it comes to Omicron. Let's also just kind of respect for a second as well that Armin from Iku has actually survived and killed all 3 members of Red Zone who was originally fighting and blow his vehicle up and fighting back in the blue. So he got ahead of them and managed to kill them. Speaking of killing, Tornado Energy, they're all gone. They're down. They're dead.
In Armin, it's a matter of time, and it's Hawkeye to find it. And again, this is where you've got to be looking at Omicron. Keep your eyes on the minimap there. James has gone down. This is a huge performance from Entropic, but maybe there's a chance there could be danger here. They're pushing up, and have they secured their back properly? That's what's going to be on my mind. You look at Na'Vi when they win, it looks all-encompassing.
Game for TSM. They needed a big point match, and so far with 10 frags, it'll be the one to do it. Hawkeye with the snipe. I said I want to see some work from him. He did get 1 on 2 Armin earlier on. Vard falls. The spray with the 2 times comes in.
Now, where's Omicron? If you're Iro, you're praying that whoever they actually leapfrog into a better position they arguably should have had, and they can see that in front of them. They see the opportunity building. Now, with Entropic fully focused on TSM, maybe a misread as to how many are alive. Now the knocks come out, there's the flush, and they're going to be going, where's the final players? Oh, wait, here we go. Let's see how many kills they can get. T-Bone finds Hawkeye. Have they maybe dropped the ball? Page gets the flush. Now, let's see what can happen here. Skylining completely. Entropic fully visible, but they have the weaponry. They have much to play with. The smokes from Omicron are going down. The fire's coming in from the ridge. This 2v3.
Oh, no.
Page makes it a 2v2. This is the mistake of maybe a less experienced team, but now maybe a response. Page gets a little bit ambitious there. Goes for a bit of an angle. Does get the information, though. The revive's coming in on the other player. They'll be back to 3 shortly. Can more damage come in? No, it's so good from Page and T-Bone. They're combining. They're working, and the blue is going to be forcing these guys forward. Entropic are in.
They pushed towards TSM, but they didn't keep anybody back to watch their backs. Now they have to come down from a very, very exposed position. This is not good. Don't get me wrong, the frags are fantastic, but they've been, like... Yeah, but It'll give survivability, I suppose. But still, like,
I mean, if
can't
they get picked en
write
route,
this.
right? Like, that's the thing. Do they get
Yeah.
picked en route? They've got nades, they've got mollies, they need to clear the trees below, which is exactly where they are. They spotted out T-Bone. Now, the nades should be put to this place. They have to force him out of position and try and trade in effectively, because they've got to work down that hill. They've got to start using the utility. Page is going to keep firing. They're going to keep them pinned. They need to be aggressive and assertive, but not over peak. It's a fine line. Novik's making the push. T-Bone would be the first casualty, but Page has his back from further away. Novik still pushing forward. Nice shot towards T-Bone. He needs more, though. Page holds it down. And Page, oh, he almost had it. But Entropic